In an update to a story we brought you first on WHAS 11+, we now know the Senate's recommendations for both men found guilty in the bus stop shooting death of Tyree Smith. It is our top story here at 6. I'm Connie Leonard in for Doug tonight. You see Smith here behind me. After hours of deliberation yesterday, the jury found both Demaurion Moore and Mekhi Cable guilty in the drive-by shooting of the 16-year-old where he was waiting for his school bus back in 2021. Well, Moore and Cable, seen here in court yesterday, were 15 at the time of that shooting. Prosecutors say the two stole a Jeep, drove to the bus stop on Chestnut Street, opened fire, then burned the vehicle after. The shooting killed Smith and injured 2 other students. Our Alex Dederer is joining us live again from the courthouse today, where both men are back in court as jurors considered their recommended sentences. So, Alex, what did the jury decide?
Well, Connie, just a day after this jury found the 2 men guilty for the murder of Tyree Smith, the same jury gave them their recommended sentencing. One of the men who was convicted took a plea deal at the beginning of court today. The other man, he did reject a plea deal, and then the jury's recommendation ended up being double the time that he was offered.
We, the jury, fixed the punishment of the defendant for the offense of murder of Tyree Smith at confinement in the penitentiary for 50 years. Verdict form 2, we, the jury, fix the punishment of the defendant for the offense of criminal attempt of murder of Rajon Baskin at confinement in the penitentiary for 10 years.
Mekhi Cable learning his recommended fate from the jury the day after that same jury found him guilty for murdering Tyree Smith at a bus stop nearly 5 years ago.
I would want what the maximum sentence if possible.
Sharika Smith, the mother of Tyree, asking the jury to give Cable life in prison.
He was always doing the right thing. He was either at work or at school. So you wouldn't have knew him unless those were the places you were. My son was not in the streets, or did he strive to be? So I would want the defendant to know that what you did to my son would have never done to you.
The jury was only tasked with recommending Cable's sentence. Minutes after court began, Demaurion Moore accepted a plea deal, 35 years in prison. He can't appeal the verdict and has no opportunity for parole. Moore was seen waving and smiling while leaving the courtroom after accepting his plea. Cable was also offered a plea deal to serve 30 years in jail. That's 5 less than Moore. He rejected the plea, going against the advice of his defense.
It is my recommendation to resolve the case in that manner with a entry of a plea as recommended by the Commonwealth. That being said, I'd ask for the court to inquire of Mr. Cable.
Mr. Cable? You had a discussion with Mr. Counsel?
Yes, ma'am. I reject the offer.
The jury then gave Cable double what his plea deal would have had him serve.
This was a loss. This just wasn't a loss for us. This was a loss for his teachers. I have never saw the whole community come out for us.
Now, Judge Davis did set August 26th as the sentencing date. That's the day that we'll all find out if she's taking the jury's recommendations or not. For now, I'm live at the courthouse. Alex Dederer, WHAS 11, on your side.